We tell stories of human. Way, not with artificial voices or AI slop. In the end, what's HFI without? Humanity? Subscribe to keep it this way. My name is Amir Sohal. Let's begin. The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly, stars glimmering like distant diamonds against the black canvas of the galaxy. On board the human starship Aurora, Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge, eyes scanning the instruments that blinked and hummed in soft green lights. The hum of the ship's engines was constant, a reassuring presence in the cold silence of space. But today, that silence felt fragile, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. "Elena, we're picking up strange signals near the Omega sector," said Lieutenant Marcus Hale, his fingers dancing over the holographic console. "They're irregular, but there's a pattern. Someone or something is trying to communicate." Elena frowned. Humans have been exploring the galaxy for decades, but they were still considered minor players by the powerful alien races. Most aliens assumed humans were weak, primitive, easy to control. But humans were clever, adaptable, and stubbornly persistent. And today, that stubbornness will be tested. "Show me," Elena said, moving closer to the console. The hologram flickered, showing a series of strange pulses, almost like a digital heartbeat. It was irregular, but deliberate. Someone was out there, reaching across the stars. "Could be an alien scout ship," Marcus said cautiously. "We might be the first humans to encounter one in this sector." Elena's mind raced. The Council of Alien Races had long warned each other, "Do not mess with humans," a rule older than any living species, written in fear and respect. But humans didn't often follow rules. They made their own. And now, someone was trying to break the first rule. "Prepare a response signal," Elena ordered. "Let's see who wants to play." The crew moved quickly, each person performing their tasks with precision. Signals were sent, bounced back, and decoded in real time. The pulses returned faster this time, almost as if the other side had been waiting for a response. And then, without warning, a ship appeared on the scanners. A sleek, dark vessel, unlike any humans had seen before. It moved with a speed that seemed unnatural, gliding through space without a sound. The bridge fell silent. Even seasoned officers held their breath. The human crew of the Aurora had faced challenges before. Asteroid fields, rogue pirates, mechanical failures. But nothing like this. This was something new. Something alive with intent. "Unknown ship," Elena said into the comm. "Identify yourself." There was no reply, only more pulses, faster now, like a heartbeat quickening an alarm. And then the ship made its move. It darted toward the Aurora, not aggressively, but with undeniable purpose. Humans were not used to being watched so closely, yet alone being tested. Elena's stomach tightened. They were being observed, and not by a friendly hand. "Shields up," she commanded. "Weapons ready, but do not fire unless we are attacked." The alien vessel slowed, orbiting the Aurora in a silent, predatory dance. The crew watched, tense, waiting for a sign. Then the alien ship released a small pod, which drifted toward the human vessel. Sensors indicated it was carrying a signal, a message. Elena gestured for the communications officer. "Open it. Let's see what they want." The holographic display flickered to life, showing a message in multiple alien languages. None of them human, but translatable by the ship's universal software. The message was simple. "You have been noticed. You do not belong here. Leave immediately or face consequences." Elena read the message twice, then clenched her fists. Humans had always faced danger, but being warned by the galaxy's most powerful races was new. Yet, she didn't feel fear, she felt resolve. Humans were not creatures to be commanded or dismissed. "Mark in the log," she said. "We do not leave. We respond. Let them know humans are not easily intimidated." The crew exchanged nervous glances, but they trusted Elena. They always did. And humans had a strange, stubborn way of surviving against impossible odds. Now was the moment that stubbornness would shine. Hours passed. The alien ship remained nearby, observing silently, almost like a predator watching prey. Elena studied the readings. The vessel's speed, its energy signature, the way it maneuvered. It was far superior to anything humans had built. Yet, Humans had other strengths: ingenuity, unpredictability, and the courage to act when logic failed. Marcus approached Elena quietly. "Captain, they've been sending more signals. It's almost like they're testing us." Elena nodded. "Then we will pass their test. Let's see if they can predict humans." The Aurora adjusted its course, subtly maneuvering around the alien ship, not as an act of aggression, but as a signal. Humans were not weak, and they did not run. The alien vessel pulsed again, this time in a pattern almost like laughter or amusement. Whatever it was intrigued. Suddenly, alarms blared. Multiple contacts appeared on the sensors, fast-moving objects heading straight toward the Aurora. The alien ship had launched a series of small scout drones, and now the real test had begun. "Brace for impact," Elena shouted. "Evasive maneuvers." The ship shuddered as the drones collided with the shields, each impact sending vibrations through the deck. Crew members held fast, gripping consoles and handrails. The drones were designed to probe weaknesses, and they tested every system with precision. Humans were outnumbered, outmatched, but not outsmarted. Elena barked orders. "Deploy countermeasures. Target their guidance systems, not the hull. We need information, not destruction." The crew worked in perfect sync. Every system, every sensor, every weapon was directed not just to survive, but to learn. Humans had always turned adversity into advantage, and this was no different. The drones faltered, some breaking apart in space, others returning to the alien ship, transmitting data. The Aurora had survived the first wave, and collected valuable intelligence. "Captain, they're adapting," Marcus warned. "They're learning from our tactics." Elena smiled grimly. "Good. Let them learn. It means we're unpredictable." Hours stretched into tense silence. Then the alien ship pulsed one final time, a signal that seemed almost respectful. The scouts retracted and the massive vessel slowed, drifting at a distance. Humans had passed their first test. The aliens had noticed something they hadn't expected. Humans did not submit, and humans did not fear. Elena stood on the bridge, staring out into the endless stars. "This was only the beginning," she said softly. "They wanted to see if we were weak. We are not. And if the galaxy thinks humans can be controlled, they are about to learn a very hard lesson." The crew exhaled, tension easing slightly, but not entirely. The galaxy had eyes everywhere, and now humans had the attention of forces far beyond their understanding. But humans had a way of turning fear into action, danger into opportunity. And today, they had survived. But as the Aurora set course for the next sector, a quiet message pinged on the comm, encrypted, urgent. Elena opened it. The words sent a chill down her spine. "The Council is watching. You have broken the oldest rule. Prepare for consequences beyond imagination." Elena looked at her crew. "They think they know humans," she said, voice steady. "They don't. And it's time we show them exactly what humans are capable of." Outside, the alien ship lingered in the darkness, a silent reminder of the power that waited in the galaxy. But humans were never ordinary. And now, the first ripple of defiance had begun. In that moment, the Aurora and her crew were no longer just explorers. They were heralds of a new era, a warning to the galaxy. Never, ever underestimate humans. The Aurora glided through the empty stretch of space, her hull glinting faintly under the distant starlight. The warning from the alien council still echoed in the minds of crew. "You have broken the oldest rule." The words were not just threats. They were promises. Humans had attracted attention from powers far beyond their understanding. And yet, Captain Elena Ward felt a strange sense of calm. Fear had never guided human decisions. Strategy, courage, and quick thinking had. "Captain, multiple contact detected," Lieutenant Marcus Hale said, his voice tense as he pointed at the holographic display. "Scouts, moving in formation. They're faster than anything we've seen." Elena's eyes narrowed. "How many?" "Too many to fight directly," Marcus admitted. "They're testing us again, but this time it feels like they want to fight." Elena exhaled slowly. "Then we'll give them one, but on our terms." The humans were outnumbered, but they had an advantage no alien could predict: unpredictability. Every human action was guided not only by reason, but by intuition, creativity, and a stubborn refusal to be subdued. That was their strength, and today, it will be tested. Deploy defensive drones, Elena ordered. Keep them at bay while we prepare countermeasures. The ship hummed as automated drones shot out like silver fish in space, creating barriers and distractions. The alien scouts hesitated, scanning the defensive network. They were precise, calculating, but humans had learned that rigidity was their weakness. Elena and her crew exploited it with exact timing. Target their engines, Marcus said, fingers flying across the console, just enough to slow them down. We don't want to destroy them yet. We want information. As the first scout came into range, a blinding pulse of light struck the ship's shields. The crew braced. The Aurora shook violently, alarms ringing across the bridge. Sparks flew from consoles. Status, Elena demanded. Shields holding at 75%, reported Ensign Lee, her voice steady despite the chaos. But they're adapting, calculating our defense patterns. Elena clenched her fists. The aliens assumed humans were predictable. They assumed fear would make humans obedient. But fear was a motivator, not a controller. Humans improvised. Prepare an ambush, she said. Lead them toward the asteroid field in Sector 9-3. They won't expect it. The crew worked in unison, calculating trajectories, manipulating the Aurora's engines with precision. The asteroid field loomed ahead, chaotic, dangerous, but full of opportunities. If the aliens followed, they would be slowed and distracted, giving humans an advantage. As the alien scouts pursued, the Aurora darted gracefully between massive rocks. Drones flared and detonated, sending shockwaves that forced the enemy ships to adjust their course repeatedly. Human ingenuity turned the treacherous terrain into a deadly trap. Marcus's voice was sharp over the comm. Captain, we've slowed them. They're losing formation. Good, Elena said. Now for the next phase. Prepare the counterstrike pods. We're going to show them humans are more than mere targets. From hidden compartments within the ship, small attack pods emerged, each armed with EMP charges. They glided silently, invisible until triggered. The alien scouts, arrogant and precise, did not anticipate human creativity. One by one, the pods disabled their engines and communications. The scouts faltered, spinning helplessly in the asteroid field. Target the central scout. Elena ordered. If we disable it, the rest will retreat. The central ship, larger and darker than the others, pulsed ominously. Its energy signature suggested advanced weapons and shields. Humans could not face it directly, but they could outsmart it. Engage the decoy protocol, Marcus said. We'll lure it closer to the gravity well of that asteroid. Elena nodded. Do it. A series of holographic projections and maneuvers created the illusion that the Aurora was vulnerable, retreating through a narrow corridor between asteroids. The central scout took the bait, pursuing aggressively. Its engine strained, energy flares erupting as it tried to match the Aurora's maneuvers. Now! Elena shouted. The counterstrike pods activated simultaneously, releasing a wave of EMP bursts. The central scout convulsed violently, its systems overloaded. Sparks and energy arcs danced across its hull as it spun uncontrollably. The remaining scouts, seeing their leader falter, disengaged. The bridge erupted in quiet cheers, but Elena remained focused. Good work, everyone. But don't relax. They will come back, and next time, it won't be scouts. Minutes later, a new message appeared on the comm, unencrypted and startling in its directness. Impressive. Humans are dangerous. You have forced the council to reconsider. Prepare for consequences. Elena read the message aloud. The crew exchanged uneasy glances. The Alien Council was a coalition of the galaxy's most powerful races. To catch their attention and worry them was no small feat. We've made our mark, she said quietly. But the real challenge is only beginning. The ship's AI, an advanced neural system known as Athena, chimed in. Captain, analysis indicates that the Council may deploy multiple fleets in response to our engagement. Probability of survival decreases significantly in a direct confrontation. Elena sighed. Probability is not certainty. Athena, humans are more than numbers and probabilities. We'll adapt, improvise, and survive like we always do. The crew continued their work, repairing minor damage, recalibrating sensors, and preparing for the unknown. But even amidst the tension, there was excitement. Humans had never been dominant in the galaxy, but today they had shown that they could not be ignored. As night fell across the bridge, the stars outside seemed colder, harsher, but no less beautiful. Humans were not used to being threatened by the galaxy's elite, but neither were they used to surrendering. Suddenly, the sensors flared again. A massive energy signature appeared on the edge of the star system, a ship larger than anything the crew had ever imagined, pulsing with dark energy. Its design was alien, angular, and menacing, unlike any conventional vessel. The Alien Council had sent a response, direct, powerful, and unavoidable. Captain, Marcus said, voice low, "That's enormous. We can't fight that head-on." Elena stepped forward, her gaze fixed on the holographic projection. "We don't fight it head-on," she said firmly. "We fight smart. We fight with our minds, our instincts, and our courage. That's how humans survive." A silence fell across the bridge as everyone absorbed her words. The unknown ship loomed like a shadow in space, a warning of the power humans had challenged. And yet, the crew felt a spark of something new, excitement, determination, and the thrill of the impossible. "Prepare all systems," Elena ordered. "We need every advantage. Sensors, shields, weapons, navigation. Everything. They think they can intimidate us, but they haven't seen what humans are capable of." Outside, the alien vessel remained still, watching, calculating. But humans were unpredictable, chaotic, and dangerous in ways the Council had never imagined. And as the Aurora adjusted course, preparing for what might be the first of many confrontations, the crew understood one thing clearly. Survival would require courage, creativity, and complete unity. Hours passed, tension thick, as the humans monitored the massive alien ship. Communications attempts were ignored. Sensors indicated advanced energy weapons charging, but no attack had yet been launched. It was a standoff, silent and terrifying. Then, a faint transmission arrived, this time in broken human language. A single phrase repeated over and over. "You are not ready. You are not ready." Elena frowned. "They think we are unprepared. Let's prove them wrong." As the bridge crew worked tirelessly, preparing contingencies and strategies, a feeling of exhilaration mixed with fear coursed through them. Humans were being tested, pushed to their limits, and yet they had survived every challenge so far. Elena looked at her crew, her eyes burning with determination. "Remember this, everyone. They may be powerful, but they have one weakness: underestimating humans, and we will never give them that chance." Outside the Aurora, the alien vessel pulsed with energy, waiting, observing. But inside, humans were already planning, already thinking, already preparing for the strike that would define them. Not as mere explorers, but as a force to be reckoned with. And somewhere in the dark reaches of space, the Council whispered warnings to each other. Do not mess with humans, yet they defy us anyway. The galaxy was about to learn something it had never understood before. Humans were not to be controlled, cornered, or dismissed. And the first of many unexpected strikes had only just begun. The massive alien vessel loomed ahead, dark and angular, a shadow against a starlit void. Its presence was enough to make the human crew of the Aurora pause. But fear had long since been replaced by determination. Humans had survived impossible odds before, and now they were about to show the galaxy why underestimating them was a grave mistake. Captain Elena Ward stood on the bridge, hands resting firmly on the console. Her eyes traced the glowing lines of the alien vessel's hull on the holographic display. "This isn't just a test anymore," she said quietly. "This is a warning." But warnings don't scare humans, they make us sharper. Lieutenant Marcus Hale nodded, fingers flying across his console. "Captain, the ship is massive. Energy readings indicate multiple weapon systems. If they fire, the Aurora won't survive a direct hit." Elena's gaze hardened. "Then we don't attack directly. We outthink them. Every strategy, every trick we've learned, all comes into play now." The crew moved quickly. Sensors were calibrated to the highest sensitivity. Shields were reinforced. engines primed for evasive maneuvers. Every system on the Aurora hummed with purpose. Humans were outnumbered, outgunned, but never outsmarted. Suddenly, the alien vessel pulsed a wave of energy, sweeping the Aurora's shields. The crew braced as the ship shuddered violently. Sparks flew from consoles, lights flickered, and alarms rang. Damage report. Elena shouted. Minor hull breaches near the dorsal shield arrays. Reported Ensign Lee. Shields are holding, but the energy wave was precise. Someone knows our patterns. Elena clenched her teeth. The aliens were not just powerful, they were intelligent, calculating. But humans had one thing the Council had never accounted for: creativity under pressure. Initiate the Phantom Protocol, she ordered. Marcus, you know the pattern. Let's make them chase shadows. The Aurora's engines flared and the ship shifted unpredictably, weaving through space in sudden bursts. Holographic decoys projected multiple images of the Aurora, each performing maneuvers the real ship might make. The massive alien vessel pulsed its energy, striking one phantom after another, while the real Aurora slipped through unnoticed. Deception successful, Marcus reported, but they're adapting faster than before. We have a limited window before they predict this too. Elena's mind raced. They needed more than deception. They needed to strike where the enemy least expected. Target their auxiliary systems, she said. We'll blind them without destroying them. Then we negotiate or dictate the terms. The crew activated the counterstrike pods, small vessels armed with electromagnetic disruptors. They glided silently, invisible against the starlit void. As they approached the massive alien ship, energy arcs surged, scrambling the alien vessel sensors. Lights flickered across the bridge of the enemy's ship as their systems faltered. The Council had underestimated humans. They assumed humans were predictable, simple, and weak. But humans were adaptive, clever, and relentless. The Aurora moved with precision, disabling key systems without ever confronting the alien ship directly. Captain, sensors show their weapons are offline, Marcus said, a hint of disbelief in his voice. They can't fire, at least not accurately. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Good. Now for the next step. We show them humans are not just clever, we are bold. She tapped a sequence into the console, and the Aurora fired a targeted EMP pulse directly at the alien vessel's primary energy grid. The ship convulsed, sparks and arcs of energy dancing across its hull. Alarms screamed from the alien vessel, and for the first time, it seemed disoriented. Prepare for boarding, Elena said, her voice steady. We don't fight their fleet yet. We hit them where it hurts. Information. A team of humans suited in advanced exosuits prepared to teleport to the alien ship. Their mission was risky, almost suicidal, but humans thrived on risk. They were fast, clever, and prepared to use the enemy's arrogance against them. As they boarded, the alien crew scrambled. Humans moved with precision, disabling control panels, intercepting communications, and gathering intelligence. Every move was calculated, yet unpredictable. The Council had never faced an enemy like this, one that could adapt in real time, improvise, and exploit weaknesses no algorithm could predict. Meanwhile, on the Aurora, Elena and Marcus monitored the operation. They're accessing the main command core, Marcus said, scanning the alien vessel systems. They'll have control of navigation and weapons within minutes. Perfect, Elena replied. We don't destroy them. We turn them into observers. Let them understand the consequences of underestimating humans. Suddenly, a pulse of energy struck the Aurora from the alien vessel. The ship rocked violently, knocking crew members off their feet. Sparks flew and alarms blared. They regained partial control. Lee shouted. Elena acted quickly. Recalibrate shields to compensate. Marcus, deploy the secondary decoys. Let them think they've regained control. The more confident they are, the worse their next mistake will be. The humans on board the alien ship finished their task. Navigation systems flickered under human control. Weapons remained offline. Communications channels were flooded with misinformation, confusing the enemy's fleet. The massive vessel, once a symbol of unstoppable power, now staggered under the clever manipulation of humans. Elena exhaled slowly. Council underestimated humans. They assumed obedience. They assume fear. And now, they're learning the hard way. The alien vessel pulsed in a strange rhythm, almost like a heartbeat of frustration. Humans had not destroyed it. Yet it was incapacitated, helpless against a force it could not predict. Marcus grinned. Captain, they're broadcasting a message. It's cautious, respectful almost. Elena tilted her head. Read it. Marcus read aloud. Humans, you are beyond what we expected. You are not to be underestimated. We will reconsider our strategies. The crew exchanged amazed glances. Respect from the council was unheard of, especially after such a brief encounter. Humans had broken the oldest rule in the galaxy. They had challenged the authority of the alien council and survived. Not just survived, they had shown superiority in cunning and courage. Elena leaned back, her eyes scanning the stars. This is just the beginning, she said. They now know humans are dangerous. But we're not finished yet. They think they've seen our limits. They haven't even scratched the surface. As the Aurora retreated from the damaged alien vessel, the Council's massive fleets began to mobilize in response. Humans were now a known threat, and the galaxy would not ignore them. But humans had never been ordinary. They had ingenuity, unpredictability, and courage that no council could calculate. Captain status? Marcus asked. All systems nominal, Elena replied, though fatigue tugged at her features. We've proven humans are more than prey, and now we prepare for the inevitable. The alien vessel, once a symbol of terror, slowly drifted into the darkness, carrying with it the knowledge that humans were not to be trifled with. And somewhere, deep within the council chambers, alarms rang as leaders debated how to handle a species that could defy centuries of expectation, strategy, and power. Elena watched her crew, proud yet wary. The battle was not over. The council would return, stronger and more determined. But humans had discovered something vital. The galaxy feared them, but humans were ready. Adaptation, cunning, and courage were their weapons, and no force in the galaxy could predict the full extent of human potential. Outside, stars shimmered coldly, indifferent to the struggles below. But the Aurora and her crew moved boldly forward, ready to face whatever the galaxy sent next. The humans had broken a rule. They had survived the unexpected strike, and the council would soon learn a lesson they would never forget. Humans were not to be controlled, cornered, or underestimated. And as the ship sped into the void, Elena whispered to herself, almost like a vow, "We've begun a war they cannot imagine, and humans will never lose." The galaxy was watching. Every major council fleet had mobilized, sending waves of ships to intercept the Aurora and contain the humans. The warning from the previous encounters had spread like wildfire. Humans were dangerous, unpredictable, unstoppable. But aboard the Aurora, Captain Elena Ward and her crew did not feel fear. They felt purpose. Humans were not pawns of the galaxy. They were creators, fighters, and survivors. And now, the humans would show the Council why the oldest rule existed, and why breaking it would cost more than anyone imagined. Captain, Lieutenant Marcus Hale said, eyes fixed on scanners. They're closing in. Multiple fleets. Weapons ready. If they hit us with full force, we won't survive. Elena's hands rested on the console, steady and firm. Then we make sure they never hit us with full force. Humans don't wait for others to dictate the fight. We choose how, when, and where it happens. The crew moved in precise synchrony. Shields were strengthened, engines calibrated for maximum evasive maneuvers, and countermeasures primed for the incoming assault. Every human aboard knew their role, every action precise, yet unpredictable. This was the human advantage, their unity, ingenuity, and courage. Suddenly, the first wave struck. The Council ships, sleek and heavily armed, descended like predators on the Aurora. Energy blasts streaked across space, some striking the ship's shields, others narrowly missing as the humans maneuvered with extraordinary precision. The bridge shook violently, alarms blaring, but the crew moved as one, adapting instantly. Return fire only if necessary, Elena commanded. Our goal is disruption, not destruction. Confuse them, break their formation. The Aurora weaved through the fleet, deploying decoy drones and holographic projections. The alien forces, accustomed to obedience and predictability, faltered. Every time they recalculated, humans move in ways that algorithms could not anticipate. Marcus's fingers flew across the console. Captain, they're splitting into smaller squads. They want to corner us. Good, Elena said. Then we lead them to our advantage. Prepare the Phantom Strike. The Aurora darted toward a dense asteroid field near the sector's edge. The Council ships, confident and overzealous, followed. But the humans had prepared the terrain. Hidden mines, EMP traps, and countermeasure pods waited silently. As the alien ships entered the asteroid maze, chaos erupted. Mines detonated. Energy pulses scrambled navigation systems. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It really helps us grow and bring more videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.